So I'm on 242. I just passed 4,000 foot mark. Apparently I don't have my voice. Started this morning in Mackenzie Bridge area, and this will go up to about 5,300 feet. I think I started around, 1,000 feet. So it's like 4,500 feet of climbing, I guess. And there's no breaks, just up and up. 242 is pretty quiet today. This road is open to cars, but you can hear there's nobody here right now. It's really, really hot. Down in the valley and in Bend, it's over 100. I don't know what it's supposed to be here. It doesn't really feel like 100. If I guessed, I would say 90. But it's June 5th or something. It's one of the longer days of the year. So the sun is really intense. It's about as hot as it can get in Oregon. It's basically over 100 everywhere in Oregon right now, except for the high elevations, most likely. So I'm at the tail end of a 2-week trip. Started in Bend, Oregon, USA. Went up to Sisters, spent the night for a short day, first day, on the flanks of the Cascades. And then the next day, I rode to the top of Mackenzie Pass. It was closed to cars at the time. It's really nice. And rode down to Belknap Hot Springs for my second night. That was very nice to get in a hot spring. And the next day, that was another 30-mile day. 2 30-mile days. And then the next day, I kind of put the miles on. I think I did 100 miles and went all the way to Lebanon, Oregon, and got a room on that one because there really wasn't any campgrounds near there. And then here comes a car. How long has this video been going? 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And that's the first car. So, Lebanon. The next day I rode to, I think the next day was Shampooey State Park. Yeah, pretty sure. That was fabulous. Hiker-biker camp there with showers for $7. If you're ever riding the Willamette Valley, definitely want to hit up Shampooey. And then the next day, I got to St. Helens, Oregon, and stayed on Sand Island in St. Helens, which was awesome. Kind of. I shouldn't say awesome. Decent. I liked it. Take a little boat across to, look at this, a flat spot. I swear this is the first flat spot in like 3 hours. That's an exaggeration, but pretty close. Back to climbing St. Helens, And then the next day, oh, Google Maps really sends you on some doozies. And it's kind of a long story, but I ended up climbing some hills that I didn't like. One of them was so steep. Google Maps sent me up this with the bike selection. I had to walk my bike. I couldn't even ride. I mean, I probably could have rode it, but it just doesn't make sense when you're on a, multi-week trip to put out that much effort in one spot. Two bikes and a car just went by. Oh, and just before I made this video, I saw three guys going down this road on a skateboard. I could not, one guy per skateboard. Three guys, three skateboards. I wish I would have got that on video. They were going like, 20 plus miles an hour, maybe 30. They were just killing it. I just can't imagine. They have to fall at some point because they were wearing pads. But anyway, so I stayed at St. Helens. The next day, I started going again, and Google started screwing with me again. So I only made it to Longview, Washington. I was planning to go to the San Juans, but by the time I got to Longview, well, that night I still held hope. And the next morning I got on the bike and started riding north from Longview. And I just got a couple miles, thinking about how many days I'd allotted for this trip and how many miles, blah, blah, blah. The math, I could have done it, but it was just going to be I don't like being under the gun. I like to leave room for unexpected stuff. So I bailed on the San Juans, turned around. At this point, the trip's looking like a 2-week trip instead of 3. And so I just went back to St. Helens again and stayed at Champoeg again because, it's easier to stay where you've been before, the patterns. And the next night I went to Champoeg again. Except for, I took different routes. Because those hills, I wasn't even about to do those again. So I went through downtown Portland, which was really good to be there. Been a while since I've been in Portland. With all the stuff that's been going on over there the last year and a half or whatever. I was interested to see how things were doing, and it was looking really good over there. Still a lot of, houseless people. That's just going to be a thing. But downtown, there was a lot of people there. It felt kind of like it was coming back to life. Like you could go you could probably find something to eat down there. You could sit around wherever you want and not feel in danger of anything. Felt safe. Felt like people were enjoying themselves. It was nice. So anyway, and I went through to Champoeg, stayed the night there again. And the next day, I wasn't really sure, what I was going to do. But I rode to Independence, Oregon, and stayed at the hiker-biker camp there. It's not the greatest hiker-biker camp, really. It's all right. There's solar showers. It's not very well kept. The the grounds, but you know, it's like $7 or $10 or something, and it's good enough. Right by the river, right by downtown. You can eat at a restaurant, walk from your camp. It was Independence. Another car. What is that? Third car in 10 minutes. And then from Independence, I rode to Eugene. Just flew down on 99 West. That was a good day. I like 99 West. That's my preferred method up and down the valley from now on, that's for sure. And little did I know the Olympic trials were going on in Eugene. So all the rooms were ridiculous, like twice as much as normal. So, but I had already kind of mentally and physically committed. By the time I figured that out, I was in Eugene and ready to get a room. So I just paid the $150 for a place that's normally $70. It was nice though. Well, by the way, the room in Longview Guest House Inn or something like that was awesome. Don't go to the Circle A. The guest house in Longview is $100. It's really nice. This place in Eugene, I can't remember the name, but it didn't really stand out that much anyways. And then the next day I got up in Eugene and rode around the college. And that's when I figured out why the rooms were expensive. Because they had Olympic trials for running and track sports. Here comes another vehicle. They're very courteous. I just waved him through. So, track trials in Eugene, Olympic, lots of security, some bomb squad guys. And then rode out of town. 126. No, I can't remember right now the name of the highway going from Bend to Eugene to Bend. But there's a road called, I think it's called Deerhorn, something with a deer in it. Well, first in Springfield, you start taking like Thurston, I think it is, and then get on Deerhorn, and then take the Leeburg Canal, and that's a really awesome way to miss some of the nasty road down there close to Springfield. The Leeburg Canal is awesome. Trail. It's gravel, but it's a really good gravel. And yeah, it's a good way to skip some of the sketchy road parts. And then you finally get back on the regular road about Vida. But that's about where the good shoulder starts anyways. And then rode up to Mackenzie Bridge. The Mackenzie Bridge store sucks now. Used to be a great spot. Oh, here's some skateboarders. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3. Are you with those guys?
What?
Are you with those skateboarders?
No.
That's insane, huh?
I know.
Most people are just hanging out. So that's 6 skateboarders I've seen now. They got to have like a television crew or something. I mean, it's crazy. They're just flying. They're like, I don't know. I think they got to be professional skateboarders to go down this hill. So where was I? Mackenzie Bridge. Came in, found a campsite, set up camp. Well, yeah, the store sucked. But it's all right. There's another store a couple miles down the road towards Eugene. And that was last night. And then I woke up this morning, went to the other store, had to backtrack towards Eugene a little bit. And got a good night's sleep, lots of shade, and got going on this climb. And here we are, 1:45 in the afternoon, probably the hottest part of the day, and here I am on the hardest climb. Might be the hardest climb in Oregon. I don't know. I'm sure probably a harder one somewhere, but it's a big one. You know, it's one of the bigger ones for sure. Tonight, I'll probably sleep up here. Normally, I would just go all the way home from here, but I think I'm gonna need a little recovery, because I think I'm actually kind of on the verge of heat exhaustion. Like, I know when my voice starts going, that's not a good sign, and my voice is kind of shot. So I should probably drink more water, and it takes, not spend all day in the saddle, because if I start dropping down into Sisters, it's gonna be 100 down there, over 100. So if I stay up here, find some water, and recuperate at elevation in a slightly cooler environment, and then tomorrow I can worry about the ride to town. So I guess that's my whole story. It's kind of just a time shell video. Didn't really have anything to say. Just kind of wanted to document this climb and the trip. It's more for myself, I guess, than anybody else. So I can look at this video years from now and see how I was feeling on the last day. Well, one of the last days of my trip in 2021. Anything else of note? Another car. Oh, I've lost count of how many cars. What has it been? 4? 5 cars? Not many. Anyway, this is kind of help kill the time on this climb. There's no internet signal in here. Normally I'd be listening to music, and this is a rather monotonous situation. So this helped me get from 4,000 feet to probably 4,500 feet. So I think we'll call that good for the video, and I'll start drinking some water and finish up this climb. Oh, here comes the breeze.